Rico, the opinionist. I'm not gonna make this a long video, but thank y'all so much, those of you who come on when I come on. I know I'm trying to make these videos more frequent, but I know I say I apologize every time I come on here. But thank y'all for continuing to like, share, and subscribe. Continue to like, share, and subscribe. I need those watch outs. I need about 1,500 more watch hours. So yeah, share the video, play the videos. I'd really appreciate it. But let's get to the story. I know it's a story that's probably a week old now, but it's still very relevant. 75-year-old black woman dies as a result of a scuffle in Fort Wayne, Indiana, in a Fort Wayne, Indiana, Horton's coffee shop. And the video's all over the place. If you have not been on social media, I put the link in this description. It's from BET.com, but I don't know if they had the video of her walking into this coffee shop uh, with almost like the heart, like, well, we try to be sensitive here, but I'm going to tell the truth. Walked in, kind of stormed in, upset, visibly upset that they got her coffee order wrong, allegedly. Uh, We've seen videos where they get out of their cars, out of drive-through, and come in and try to have at it with workers in the drive-through or workers and the behind the counter. We've seen tons of videos where people just take it upon themselves and enact some type of uh, uh, such, what's that? Self-righteous indignation on workers at fast food restaurants. And so this lady just pretty much lined up with what we see, what we know happens a lot, and unfortunately too many times or too often in this country. But people think it's okay because they left some ice out, or they didn't put enough ice in the doggone cup, or whatever. They think it's okay to get out of their car to come in and try to start stuff and talk crap to human beings. So this old black, 5 years old. Let me tell y'all something. And by the way, she was walking really good shape. No, she was obese, overweight lady. She got out of her car, and again, 75 years old, 5 years from 80. What happened? What happened to the sweet little old ladies that we grew up with? Those of us who are part of Generation X, we grew up with sweet little old ladies. I don't know what's going on because I watched the video in disbelief. As that lady went up to the counter, you can see the yeah, blah blah blah, and I guess the young lady happened to be a 17-year-old white female. She wasn't having it that day, or she is over it, or they must have said a whole lot while they was in the drive-through, and they went to no. Hold on a minute. They didn't just start throwing hands. If you can see the video, the older black lady, Miss Ann Grayson, Miss Anita Ann Grayson, appeared to have thrown the first lick, and somehow that triggered the young lady. It was two of them, triggered the young woman, and they got active. And my thing is, what is a woman that's 75 years old? What is she doing getting out of her car to go in and to talk crazy, let alone put her hands on people? Young people today, I want to tell y'all old folks something. And I'm gonna make it more specific because I am black and I grew up around black women like this, and they still exist today. They think they have the authority to whoop everybody's ass. And I remember Sheree from Real Housewives of Atlanta. She was saying something, mouthing off, saying sassy. She's being very sassy. And she said, I don't know who it was, maybe it's Kim Zolciak or something. I don't know, on that damn show. Like, Rico, you watched that? Years ago, I was kind of peeking at it. But I remember her saying this because this phrase became very popular among the black sisterhood and among a lot of sisters. She said her response when they was telling her she wasn't gonna do anything, she said, "Who gonna check me, boo?" See, that was not just a state. That's a declaration of almost like war. Who gonna check me, boo? And so a lot of black women, unfortunately, have that attitude, like they can just be carte blanche, behave any kind of way, and no one's supposed to check their behavior. And so this is an old black woman, 75 years old. Let me tell y'all something. I just know, shout out to the heavens and the creator above. My brother, we all got together in March. And I went home to Memphis, my hometown, and we celebrated my mother's 75th birthday. And So I can't imagine a 75-year-old woman, good shape, great shape or not, behaving this way. And my mother's never been like one of those kind of mouthy women that like, who gonna check me, boo? And thinks she can be everybody's mama and talk crazy to everybody. You know, if you black, you're a black kid, you know what I'm talking about. Some of y'all got these aunties that think she can say anything to you. Or you come over a friend's house, his mother's mouthy, and man, watch out, man, my mama, boy, she'll get you told. And that kind of, you know, that kind of pisses me off if I'm ever told something like that. Better watch it, man, because man, Granny will let you have it. No, Granny can get this smoke. I'm one of those black men, and I was like this as a child. If you're older than me, talking down or talking crazy, that means I have every right to let you. Well, in other words, you strike the match, you can get this smoke. 75, 65, 100. Don't talk too crazy. Now, you something, but you start bearing down, knuckle bearing down. Now, you finna get this work, ma'am or sir. We've had some asshole uncles and asshole oldies. Just think because they're old, they can talk to you any kind of. And you know this thing about when people get like over 80, get 75 and hit 80, you know, well, I've earned it right. Yeah, she earned it right to say what she want to say. That no one ever earns is the right to strike anybody because you don't like what they said. You never get old enough to do that. Did y'all understand? You know, people do it to children. Strike them because you don't like what the 10-year-old said or the 15-year-old said. You strike them because you didn't agree with them, so you bow as a way of putting them in submission or subduing them. Unfortunately, that old black lady, uh, she FAFO, and still with all of that, you know, uh, somebody lost a grandmother, somebody lost a great grandmother, somebody lost a church member, somebody lost a friend, somebody lost a sister, an aunt, because of the decision that she made. You know, and a lot of women of all races love to throw out the word karma. You know, well, the video is kind of hard to watch. So the family, I saw the family get on the news, particularly her daughter said, well, my mother went in just to get a cup of coffee and she wound up not being here anymore. Ma'am, she could have got a cup of coffee at the drive-thru, but she made it her business to double down on whatever's being said. Maybe the little chick cussed her out in the drive-thru. So what? Maybe she had got tired of the woman being demanding about her order. Okay, I'll fix it. You ain't got to do all that. Again, we see these videos where people just act a fool. And a lot of folks come out and think they have the right to attack workers. You don't have a right to attack workers of any race. Of any race, you don't. Because your order got wrong or your day, you got a frustrated day, you don't have the right to go in and verbally assault workers at these restaurants of any kind. Hear me again. I don't give a damn how they got your order wrong. They probably put some onion rings in your french fries, and I hate that. But you think I ever went back into Burger King and said, let me tell y'all one mother-loving thing. I don't eat onions, and what the hell you put onions in my french fries for? Y'all need to get it right back there. Stop scooping the damn onion rings into the french fries, into my french fries. Now, do it over and get it right. I don't do all that because I had a different kind of mother. Very sweet. Now, don't play with her now, but you just really have to go there. But she's very nice, very feminine, very ladylike. And I think that can lead to other conversations about women and identity. If she was a sweet old lady, a feminine old lady, she'll never got that car. She said, well, okay, baby. But just go ahead. I'll sit here and wait. Older women do. So what was going on that made her think it was okay for her to get out of her car? That can't leave my mind. Why did this lady felt like it was okay to get out of her car to walk into the restaurant and hell and walk up on people? To all other old black women and old white women and whatever, Hispanic women, you can talk shit, but don't walk up on people, because people are beating women's ass today. Young girls are doing it, young men, older men, women. Y'all don't have that protection like you think you used to. Get to behave where you want to and then walk off. No, people getting in your ass. I'm sorry to tell you. You know, even old people aren't given a pass. No, you can get it. So how about everybody just behave? How about we all be civil and civilized? And it's okay to take 3 breaths. Because like I tell my clients, if you're feeling anxious and angry, take a step back, take some deep breaths, calm yourself before you respond or you react. If it's young men who dealing with anger and anxiety, you're somewhere else. Stop what you're doing, young fella. Give yourself 25 to 30 push-ups. They're like, wow, Mike, what's that gonna do? Well, you'll be too tired to be mad then. You'll be too tired to be anxious. You'll be too tired to be frustrated. We got to utilize the tools that we have at our disposals. A lot of us have to fight our fragile egos to start reacting. I'm sorry that lady lost her life. I'm sorry for her family. I'm sorry for a church member. And speaking of church, her daughter and her son or grandson said that she's a church-going woman. Now, wait a minute. What was all that church before she got out of her car and walked in that restaurant? What was the Spirit of the Lord and the Holy Spirit? Oh, glory, hallelujah. What was that? What was all that at? See, those was called mechanism, coping mechanism, restraints. But she decided to push all that to the side and react off of her ego. And people are planning a funeral for a lady who obviously made a choice that wasn't in her favor. So rest in peace, man. Oh yeah, real quick. You have now the family's hired Ben Crump, America's favorite ambulance chaser, because they're talking about, well, when the grandmother's on the ground fighting her, and I could have sworn that little young manager got a kick in too. So hey, now that's went a little too far, if that's true. So they were saying that the police and the ambulance didn't act fast enough. Had they responded quicker, she would still be alive. Well, if there's a lawsuit to get it. But we always have to go back to, ma'am, why did you get out of your car? You know, we just celebrated Mother's Day, Easter, and Mother's Day. Why did you get out your car, ma'am? So I hope people are learning from this on how to behave with anybody. Older people, respect young people. If they get out of line, you correct them, but you can't put your hands on them. As one who's been subbing in these school systems, look, I don't try to take anything from them. Just like clients who are dealing with substance abuse and they got out of line, I wouldn't take anything from them because that's all they have is their ego and their pride. You try to give them something to work with. We have to learn how to approach people much younger than us. If you're 75, everybody younger than you. You're supposed to be held as the mother of the church and the mother. But I digress. I'm gonna go ahead and finish out my workout. Y'all be Command Rico the opinionist. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace. Hold on, where is it? Up here? Bam.